Hello and welcome. This is Nina from the Forgotten Bookshop Girl, and today I wanted to show you a few ideas for gift tags. I've done a few ones and a few ones I just wanted to try out, so I'm just experimenting with some ideas I've got. Right, the things I'm going to be using are either board tags. They're just like the kind of like shipping labels or luggage labels, and you can find them almost everywhere. They come in this craft paper, well, it's all for a bit of a cardboard, or in white, but it's really easy, especially if you've got one. It's really easy to just copy them, and all you need is some cardstock and you can make your own. You just need to add a hole and some string, so that's really easy. But what you can do with those things, let me just think. Let's get started. Let's put these to one side and let's get started with these. What I've done with these are obviously, they are the shipping tag shape, and I cut them out of just white cardboard. But what I've done on the other side, I got a whole sheet of cardboard. Let me just demonstrate. Oops. A second. Like one of these. And then I chose a book page from a book. Obviously, let's say something. That's something we're going to use later. Oh, hang on. Actually, because that's something I'm going to show you anyway. Okay, like this one. And then all I've done is just I glued it down to one side. Even though with this one I would have cut around the edge, because once you've got the labels, you don't want to just have the you don't want to have the border on your gift tags. You actually want to have some of the images showing. So I would cut around here, then just stick it on the cardboard, and then kind of like this. This is actually a copy. I used my inkjet printer to copy this because I didn't really want to cut this apart. This is a book that is falling apart, but I still couldn't bring myself to cut up these images. So what I've done, I just copied one of the pages, and I really liked it because of the snowy images, and I thought that worked quite well. Okay, so I've glued it on, and I'll need my cutting mat for this one. You don't really need a cutting mat if you can just use scissors. That isn't a problem. I prefer to use my cutting mat. There you go. Let's put this one to one side, and then I'll just turn it round and use one of the labels I've already got. I see these might be a bit big. Oh, why not? Why not go? Oh, let's go for this one. Okay, all we do is kind of line it up, then grab a pencil, oops, hold on to the label, and then just trace the outline. Obviously, it would be easier if you took this out first. Okay, there we go. So you've got the outline of one label, and then I would just carry on. What I usually do is go for one size all the way, because that just makes it easier to cut them. But we'll just do one for this video. So I'll get my craft knife and the ruler, but as I said, this is really simple, just cut out with scissors. Okay, I'll just go. Actually, I might actually want to line it up to make sure I get roughly a straight line, because that would be quite nice. I think in this case what I've done occasionally, that because I know this is the height of label I want to go for, and if I'm planning on making labels that are all the same size, I'll do it right now. I will just cut the whole length. Let's see, okay. There we go. Because then it's easier to just do the other labels. Right, and cut. Okay. This is our label almost finished. I just noticed I've got a little bit of a white edge here, so I would obviously cut this. And then I very often, if I've got a shop bought label, I'm going to use this as a guide on where to cut the little corners, because I know I did trace the other one, but they just never seem to, well, at least when I'm doing it, it never seems to be quite perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I find this way quite easy. Okay, I've done one edge. And the other one. There. So we've got that sorted. And all I need to do now, I've got one of these, I can't remember what they're called, but they just punch one hole. So if you've got one of these, and these are really easy to use, you have to try and make, find the middle of your tag. Do you get the middle? Yeah, that looks okay. And you've got your hole. Obviously it's okay, you can use just the ordinary hole punch. It does work. It's a bit trickier because you can't see that well, but if you've just, maybe if you did a few just sample labels, then you can just work out, how you get the hole in the place where you want it to be. And all that's left to do is get a little bit of string. I think you can just use anything that is kind of not too thick, but you could use just some thin yarn as well. So anything that you have got, or some, or something that you think you might be using in other projects as well. Okay, and then I'll just put those through. And I've got my first label, and that was just really simple. It's a really easy way of getting quite a few labels just out of one book page if it's of a bigger book. I'm trying to think, these stuff like, because of comic books work really well, they're quite colourful, so anything like that would work really well. And of course you can use the same procedure for, you could just use your gift wrap for it. If you've got either kind of last year's gift wrap, if you've got spits over, or even the gift wrap you've bought for this year, you can do the same thing. Just glue it onto some cardstock, and you've got labels that are matching your gift wrap. Okay, so that's one idea. I can see I've got these work quite well. This came from, I think, 1980s children's book. And then I've got another sample. This, I can't remember the name of the company, but they do really, really lovely catalogues, especially at Christmas time. and because they're so colourful, I thought these worked really well for gift tags as well. There you go. And in this case, I even used my stamps to just print a little to and from, but I found that was actually, it was fun, but it was quite a lot of work. Oh yes, and I think in this case I just went with holes in the corner, so you can do that as well. Right, so that is one idea. If we're sticking with the using book pages, I've got something else. I've got, when I was looking through this book earlier, I just thought it might be quite fun to use these individual images as gift tags. And yeah, probably not the bigger ones, but because they're already like individually kind of units. Not sure how to explain it, but it just felt like it kind of almost looked like a big gift tag. And also because it's a Christmas story, I thought that could work. So I've tried it with this one, and all I've done is I cut out the image and glued it onto some, in this case, some craft paper. And I don't think I would cut the edges to make it look like a shipping label. I would just keep it as a whole. And in this case, I personally really like the little bit of text underneath, but you could, I mean, you could just kind of like cut it off and you would just have this, and then just write on the back who it's from, and then just, you know, put a little hole in there and you can attach it to a present. So I thought that worked really well. So if you've got anything like this, or I found this in a charity shop, I think there were pages missing, so the story wasn't complete. And there are kind of lots of these smaller images in here that, you know, seem to work quite well as gift tags. Especially, you know, these you know, they're all the when they're putting up all the decorations. Those could make really nice gift tags as well. Okay, so that's another idea. Then let's get these out again. Then one idea was to use these Christmas trees. I've made a tutorial earlier where I'm showing you how to fold these trees. They're made from half circles. So I'm going to link this video, or put a link for this video in the description box. But that would work really nicely. So you could get one of these trees and just glue it onto your label, and that would make a really nice little gift tag as well. So if you've made a few more of these trees, that would work really well. In the other video, I've been using them to make Christmas cards, so that would work really well. Then another really simple way of creating some nice gift tags are stamps. So if you've got any Christmassy stamps, let's just see, I think I've been meaning to prepare some labels. Oh, this one would work. I could use. Right, let's go for, I've never used the robin, so I think I'm going to use the little robin. Just need to grab my ink pad. There you go. There. 1 second, I just need to grab a rag to just wipe a little bit off. And let's try this. There we go, and you've got a little robin on your gift tag. I suppose this gift tag is probably a little bit too big for the robin. I would go for something smaller, possibly this size. And there we go, actually did cut. Okay, let's just try this. Let's have a go, let's have a go. Try this again. I was prepared. Okay, let's do this again. Let's put the robin. There we go. Okay, there's this one, and then we could try this. I'm just checking. That might be a little bit too big, but let's give it a go anyway. So, yeah, that would be a really nice idea of creating very, very simple gift tags. And you will find, I think I've got both of them possibly in Hobbycraft, I think, but you find these sort of Christmas stamps everywhere at the moment. Okay, let's try and get this centered. And you might have some there. And something else I was just thinking, something else you could do with these, if you could use them as little kind of like nameplates for your table setting. You could have the stamp on one side, and on the other side you could write the person's name, and then you can get maybe some really festive ribbon and tie it to the napkin, or to little branch of like a little fir tree cutting or something, and have it on the plate so that people know where they're supposed to sit. Well, the seating order. There we go. Okay, so we've got these ideas, and then I thought I'll have a go with some washi tape, and that's something else I haven't tried. So okay, but maybe I'll go for these little tags. Where's my, there we go. Because I thought that, and I've got my fingers covered in ink. Right. Some little ones. I know these labels are quite small, but you know, sometimes you don't really need huge labels for everything. Okay, so what could we do first? Let's go for this. Oops. And then you can just have that. Kind of like, I'm just trying to line it up at the bottom. Sort of like that. And then, oops. I haven't even opened this one. Because I should have done that earlier, shouldn't I? But because every time I saw some Christmas washi tape I really liked, I just went for it, and I haven't really had the chance to use all of it. So bear with me, I'm getting there. Okay. So you've got these little baubles, and I thought the colours went really well with this one. Try and find the, okay, there we go. And then okay. I have something like that, kind of like a little collage-y way. Let's do another one. This is probably too big, and that is, you know, you've still got some space to write down the name and say who it's from. I'm just trying to think, because I would quite like to have go with this one, but I could do with a label this size. Okay, maybe let's just very quickly make one. Okay. Yeah, let's just do this really quickly. And I'll just do this with scissors. Just to get it done really quickly. Okay. There we go. Okay. So as you can see, it really doesn't take very long to make one of those labels. Right. Let's get this one. Do you want this at the top or at the bottom? Because I want to use them with. So I can't make up my mind if I want the snowflakes at the bottom or this. Oops, snowflakes at the top. So let's have a look. I think this one I'll go snowflakes at the bottom. I suppose I could do another one with the snowflakes at the top. Okay. And one, and then we've got these. There you go. That looks quite nice. So that's another way of just creating some little labels. So what we've got these, we've got the stamps, we have our book pages, and that's something else you can do if you find a book. Sorry, I'm just thinking about the copy. If you've got a book that you think would work really well, or pictures that would work really well with as gift tags, but you don't want to cut the page apart, just get a copy of them. Yeah, so we have magazines or catalogues, washi tape, stamps, the folded Christmas trees. There we go. So I think I'm quite happy with this variety. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have even more ideas of what to do with these gift tags, or how to turn shipping labels into Christmas inspired or Christmassy gift tags, let me know. Okay, have a lovely day and bye.